Hello and welcome to Physical Therapy, a movie podcast inspired by the world of physical media and beyond. My name is Kurt.
My name is Sam.
We're also joined by our producer, Kimberly. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. Is it weird that you don't say my wife? Does anyone know that we're actually married?
Wow.
Yeah, called out on the show.
Do you feel insecure about
No, I just
marriage?
feel like
Guys,
we don't like...
Kurt is not available. Don't even try it.
If you're enjoying this show, please leave us a review wherever you're finding it. That stuff really helps us find new listeners. Tell your friends, tell your moms. Our moms love it.
100% mom approved. And follow us on Instagram at PT Movie Pod.
On today's episode, we are talking a crazy movie.
So good.
John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness from 1994, recently released in a limited edition 4K from Arrow Video that is still available.
Our best friends over at Arrow. Thank you so much.
This movie stars Sam Neill from Jurassic Park fame. I believe it's his follow-up to Jurassic Park and is full of insane stuff, and I can't wait to talk about it. But first...
Wait, Marty?
Talk to me.
I think at this point, you've seen Wicked 2, and I've not heard a peep out of you about it.
Yeah.
Is this a good sign or a bad sign?
Wicked 2 does not fly as high as Wicked 1.
Okay.
Some great scenes. The chemistry between Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo is phenomenal. Their duet is phenomenal. Ultimately, kind of a letdown. Kimberly, you had strong feelings about this. There's apparently a lot of liberties taken from the play.
It made it less dark. I understand why there's some choices made, but I didn't find them very interesting. This one was tough for me. I did not really enjoy it very much, but we gave it a shot.
The Wicked 4K, the first film, is so good. Okay, I bought this movie, Sam, when it came out. I think it came out in February. It was sitting downstairs in a cool, dark, dry place. And I watched it, and right as it's getting to like the Defying Gravity song, which is the climax of the movie, the disc shit the bed.
What the fuck, dude?
And I think it was just bad luck. I have no idea why. It did it on both my players. I contacted Universal, and I believe I'm going to get a replacement from them.
Okay.
Disappointing, though.
But it like completely stopped working.
It was like glitching like crazy through a 5-minute stretch.
Yeah. Wow.
But you know what? I didn't lose my mind.
Okay.
I stayed calm, and I powered through it, and I finished the movie, and I put the disc aside, and I wrote a little Post-it note on it that said bad in case I forgot. And I wrote a very nice message to the Universal Studios customer service.
Wow.
And it's going to be fine.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Sam, I feel like you have a bone to pick with me about a particular Arrow release that I talked you into buying.
Okay, let me gather my thoughts on this. So
this text message blew my brain open.
Over the past couple days, I've received a lot of pre-orders from Diabolic and Orbit and Shout, all this stuff that I'd pre-ordered over the past couple months. Finally got here, and it was a insane pile of movies. So I was looking at the covers and going over them, and I picked up a little movie that Kurt told me to buy called Red Planet from Arrow Video.
This is a sci-fi movie starring Val Kilmer from the early 2000s and Tom Sizemore and Carrie-Anne Moss.
Yes.
What could go wrong? But continue.
So Monday night at 11:05 p.m., I text Kurt, wait, Red Planet isn't the De Palma one? Why did we even get this?
I was 100% certain the Red Planet was directed by Brian De Palma, and I told Sam we had to buy it. It definitely is not Mission to Mars, which is what I thought it was. So now we both own Red Planet.
Which the director never made another movie again. So great sign. I don't even think Mission to Mars is supposed to be good, but I think it's supposed to be better than Red Planet.
That's the crazy thing. Is like I knew that the De Palma one was a bad movie by reputation. And this one is definitely worse.
I am so intrigued and not intrigued at all at the exact same time.
It has a 5 out of 5 video rating on Blu-ray.com, so
all right.
At least there's that.
So if anybody knows anything about Red Planet, I guess let us know. Drop us a line.
What's up with Mission to Mars?
Dude, you're telling me. Who's in Mission to Mars?
Gary Sinise and Tim Robbins.
Ooh, okay.
There's no Blu-ray.
Yo.
When the first manned mission to Mars meets a catastrophic and mysterious disaster, a rescue mission is launched to investigate the tragedy and bring back any survivors. Honestly, Red Planet sounds better. But enough about Red Planet. Sam, what have you watched?
You know what? I started True Detective season 1 with a friend who had never seen it, so I've been watching a lot of that.
Damn, Kim and I have been talking about that. Kim has not seen it, and we're halfway into Mad Men right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to do True Detective season 1 afterward. Do you have it on Blu-ray?
I do, and it looks great.
Fuck.
Yeah, it looks really nice. So I've been watching a lot of that. I rewatched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I had not seen the 4K.
So good.
What a movie, dude. That movie is so good. And that 4K looks nuts.
Yeah, that movie's really good. Really funny.
I ended up checking out Train Dreams.
Yeah, what's that?
It's a Joel Edgerton movie on Netflix by Clint Bentley is the director, who is like the writing partner and producing partner of the guy who did Sing Sing.
Okay.
And so they kind of like switch off who directs a movie on the like off years.
Cool.
They're like a, duo. And it's pretty good. It's very Terrence Malick inspired and very poetic in that sense about loggers and like between like the 1920s and the 60s.
Whoa.
In the Pacific Northwest. Really beautiful. I thought it was pretty great.
I love Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, it's him and Felicity Jones.
Okay.
Who I'm kind of whatever about, but I thought she was good in this. Dude, and then the day after Thanksgiving, I watched an early Arrow US release of a movie called Blood Rage, which is like a Thanksgiving slasher from the 80s.
Oh, shit.
That I had seen once, but I didn't really remember. This movie is completely unhinged and so crazy and mean. It's so good. It's so good. It's about two twin brothers, and one of them just like snaps and kills somebody and then blames it on the other brother. And so like
pay attention, Kim.
Yep, I am.
15 years pass and then the movie like picks back up. It's awesome.
It looks insane. I'm looking at the artwork right now.
The tagline on the Arrow release says, "This Thanksgiving, it isn't cranberry sauce," because that line, "it isn't cranberry sauce," is said in the movie like 34 times.
The cover of the Arrow is like a drive-in movie theater with a giant man coming out of the screen holding a machete covered in blood.
Yeah, it rocks. One of the last times I was at Amoeba with you, I saw it in the out of print section with a slip going for a pretty penny.
Damn.
Other than Wicked 2, what have you seen anything in theaters? Have you guys checked anything out?
That's it in the theater. I watched a John Carpenter film, Sam, on 4K from one of the Columbia sets, the box sets that they've put out, called Starman. I'd never seen Starman, starring Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen from Raiders of the Lost Ark fame.
This is the Carpenter movie I'm least familiar with.
It's a big studio movie, it feels like. It's a strange pairing for Carpenter.
What does he do right before this?
This is 84.
So The Thing? No, Escape from New York?
Is The Thing that early?
Thing's 82?
Oh, wow. Christine.
Ooh.
Starman opens with the human race basically collectively sending a probe out into outer space, just announcing themselves and who they are and basically asking, like, if you're out there, send a response. And so an alien life form comes to Earth and is immediately sort of personified by Jeff Bridges, who is like taking the form of Karen Allen's dead husband. And the movie's basically like a road trip of her taking him back to a location where he's going to, go back to his home planet or he'll die. And it's a very, as Kim said, big budget movie for John Carpenter, a big studio movie. It's very emotional.
It's kind of sweet, right?
It's sweet. It's earnest. Jeff Bridges' performance is really wild. Like he's like learning how to be a person for the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I thought it was great.
I really need to check it out again.
A wonderful 4K. I believe that's the only way to get it at this point, but I know, Sam, you have like a Arrow Blu-ray of it or a Shout?
I don't have it at all.
Oh, okay. Shout Factory put it out. Yeah. Yeah, give it a watch.
Maybe I'll search on eBay to see if I can get a standalone copy of it.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. Watched that and Night of the Juggler. Finally watched Night of the Juggler, Kino's release of that. Drew wished for that once upon a time on this show.
Yeah, so what did you think?
This is like a 1970s James Brolin starring New York crime kidnapping story, kind of like Ransom, if you will, but gritty and basically kind of just a chase movie.
It starts and it like goes immediately.
It goes. Yeah. I liked it. It's very entertaining and looks fantastic. The Blu-ray or the 4K from Kino, however, Sam, you pointed this out to me.
Yeah.
Has an error. They repeat a shot. It shows up again in the wrong place shortly after, where it's supposed to be the first time. But there's like a cut to the same visual that you've already seen without the sound. It just like is overlaid during a later part of a scene. And I honestly, you told me this before I started it, and I was expecting the worst. And I was watching it and it happened. And I sort of just went like, whoa, that was a weird choice. And then I went, oh, that was it. Like, it's so subtle and quick that I didn't even clock it right away as being that. It just seems like a weird cutaway. But anyways, don't be afraid of Night of the Juggler, people.
I have heard that the transmission version, which is the UK label that put it out, it does not happen on that disc.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm happy that that movie finally came out and that Drew brought it to my attention. I think the James Brolin performance is awesome.
Dude, he looks exactly like Christian Bale in that movie. I can't disassociate that thought. He looks exactly like him.
Yeah, that's wild.
Is James Brolin Christian Bale's father? Are Josh Brolin and Christian Bale brothers and they don't know it? You heard it here first, Kim.
Yeah, breaking news. Somebody called TMZ.
He really did look exactly like him. That opening shot or the opening sequence is nuts in that movie.
Yeah, his daughter gets taken in front of his eyes, basically, and then there's like a 20-minute chase scene through crowded-ass New York.
It's a mistake. She gets kidnapped by mistake.
Do you have anything to confess, Sam?
The one thing that I have is I broke down and ended up scooping the first 5 Sean Connery James Bond movies while they were on sale for Black Friday.
Just 5.
It's insane. And I'm so stressed out. They haven't gotten here yet. And I'm so stressed out that like 2 of them are going to have slips and 3 of them won't.
So you can't sleep at night.
I haven't slept in a week.
Where'd you get them from?
Stupid Amazon.
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Sam, those slips are going to be all fucked up. They're good looking slips, though.
Yeah.
I love the design.
Have you watched any of the transfers yet?
No.
Okay.
How many did you get, Kurt?
5.
5?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Trying to give me shit about this.
But I traded for them. I traded down at Amoeba.
What about you? Do you have any confessions?
Probably, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to tell you, Sam, that I have...
What, I get put on the spot, but you could talk your way out of this? What?
I have an update after last week's episode when I confessed that I had let my entire organization system go to shit for my discs. I spent my weekend righting that wrong. And now everything is accounted for. Everything is in the spreadsheet. You name a movie, I know where it is. And it feels wonderful.
Hell
and
yeah.
now I have a little routine going where when I finish a movie, I put the discs in the temporary little cases that they're going to sit downstairs in. I write the number on it. I write a label on it, and I put them in the spreadsheet before they go downstairs, and then nothing will be lost. Because what happened was I was trying to watch Airplane the other night.
Okay.
And I couldn't fucking find it. And I looked for like an hour through bins, flipping through discs, trying to find it. And I got so worn out that I didn't watch anything.
Dang.
And I decided that was that, and I had to fix that. And now I know where Airplane is.
The system was broken.
I'm happy it's right. It's right now, though.
It's right now after 3 days of listening to that stupid his blow gun thing.
Oh yeah, every time I open a plastic case, I use a little compressed air, like electronic gun.
It is so fucking annoying. Me and the cats are like so stressed out with this thing.
And I blow just in case there's any little pieces of plastic that might damage my discs. Airplane is in case number 887, Sam, in case you're wondering.
That's number 887 out of the plastic cases.
Correct.
And then those plastic cases live in a bin.
On the front of the bin, it says what numbers,
Yeah.
are.
So 801 to whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy that you got that done, and I'm happy it's making you feel better. I do want you to know that everybody thinks you're insane.
It's really something.
I also watched Brokeback Mountain, the
Ooh.
Kino Lorber 4K of that.
I don't know if I recognize that they put that out.
They did, yeah. Let me tell you what, Brokeback Mountain, still great.
Damn.
Heath Ledger, still great. Jake Gyllenhaal is really good in that movie. And you know who steals the fucking show is Michelle Williams.
Did she get nominated for that?
I don't know. I just know that movie got absolutely canned at the fucking Oscars.
Because of stupid fucking Crash, right?
I believe so.
Dude. Ugh,
That's so
God,
crazy.
That sucks
What a
so
huge
much.
mistake.
Yeah.
I do think that Heath lost to Philip Seymour Hoffman, though, from Capote, if I remember right.
Yeah.
What a time. We watched a bunch of shit. This is also helpful because now I have it all written down.
Mm-hmm.
We watched The Way We Were,
Oh, yeah. So good.
Robert Redford and Barbara Streisand.
Oh, okay.
A film by Sidney Pollack. Incredible. I'd never seen that movie.
I haven't seen it.
A great love story. Epic. History of Violence. Have you watched that yet, Sam?
No, I'm really excited. I'm going to do like a little mini Cronenberg rewatch.
Nice. We watched the Criterion 4K that came out recently.
How's it look?
Looks great. I like that movie.
Yeah.
I was happy to find that I liked that movie.
I believe Dagan and I have talked about this, and he's texted me about it. I believe A History of Violence was the last mass-produced VHS.
Whoa.
Isn't that wild?
Huh. That is wild.
And the last one that I'll mention here is a Kino Lorber of a Pacino movie
Oh, you texted me about this.
directed by Harold Becker, who did Taps, which is fantastic. Tom Cruise's maybe first movie. This movie's called Sea of Love. Kino put out a 4K, I believe, this year. And it's sort of a similar premise to Basic Instinct.
Oh, okay.
It's about a detective who's investigating a series of murders and falling in love with a suspect, but a very different tone than Basic Instinct. So I highly recommend that. I'd never seen it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I have that here. I just need to watch it.
Oh, cool. Should we get into The Mouth of Madness?
Let's do it. See you in Hobbs End.
In the Mouth of Madness, 1994, directed by John Carpenter, written, Sam, screenplay by Mike DeLuca, who is the current co-CEO or something of Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
With Pam Abdi.
Not for long.
Not for long, probably. So Mike DeLuca is basically like co-greenlighting one battle after another.
Yeah.
But once upon a time in the 80s, he wrote a script for In the Mouth of Madness that I think took a long time, obviously, to finally go into production. As we mentioned, this movie stars Sam Neill, hot off of Jurassic Park from the year before. He plays a man named John Trent, who is a freelance
Insurance fraud investigator.
Yes. He's really good at his job. He's good at catching scam artists, basically, who are trying to profit from insurance fraud.
The bummer is that I think everyone should commit insurance fraud.
Wow.
I side with the criminals on this one. But Sam Neill's a cocky, like suave, kind of quick talking PI almost.
Yeah, and he's meant to feel, according to John Carpenter, like Philip Marlowe when you first meet him.
Interesting.
That type of character. Or Jake Gittes, if you will.
Actually, Marty, we missed a part. When we first meet Sam Neill, he's being dragged into an insane asylum in a straitjacket.
That's right, we did. This movie is essentially told in flashback. It opens with Sam Neill being dragged into a cell.
And screaming, "I'm not insane, I'm not insane."
Yeah. He's then visited by that guy from Titanic. Not Leonardo DiCaprio, but that other guy from Titanic.
Bill Pullman. Bill Paxton.
Billy Zane?
Billy Zane.
What is happening?
The captain of the boat. His poor friend. Kathy Bates.
David Warner from Tron, people. You remember, he's the bad guy in Titanic, right?
No, I don't
Yes,
remember.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Which part?
He's like Billy Zane's right-hand man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like butler guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we got there.
Such a deep cut. Okay.
When you see David Warner, you don't think of Titanic?
No, I don't know.
I guess now I think of Tron. unfortunately.
His poor friend. Danny Nucci is his poor friend.
Oh, yeah, good point. Damn, you're right. So David Warner comes into his cell. He plays a doctor or the head of the asylum. And he starts to question Sam Neill about how he got there.
And Sam Neill's like, he walks in, David Warner walks in, and Sam Neill's like, just a minute. Because Sam Neill is drawing with a black crayon crosses over every inch of his big cell room.
And himself.
He has like black crosses on his face, arms, and they're all different styles and sizes.
It's an awesome image.
Yeah.
Sam Neill starts to tell him the story about how he was hired by a book publisher to find their best-selling horror author who has gone missing, whose name is Sutter Cane.
And then we sort of transition into the past and the story starts.
Mm-hmm.
Sutter Cane, we see like book jackets and posters and like standees for his work, and they're all very in the style of like a 90s Stephen King. And he's a horror writer.
There's a very cute line in the movie where somebody says, Sutter Cane, he sells more than Stephen King.
Yeah. He has a new book out, and the movie opens with an unbelievable credit sequence with like John Carpenter rock and roll theme playing
great.
over it. And you're seeing a printing press basically of his new book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing montage of that process that ends with the camera kind of tightening in through cuts on the back of this new book. And it says coming soon in the Mouth of Madness. So that's like his next book. Sam Neill is out to lunch with his employer for this job. And across the street we see is a bookstore.
Again, with Sutter Cane posters all over the windows, and a crazed, almost drunken man stumbles out of the bookstore in a gray trench coat.
Carrying a big fucking axe.
Yeah. And he starts stumbling across the street to where Sam Neill is having lunch. And people are diving out of the way and cars are honking, but Sam Neill is like paying absolutely no attention. He's very drawn into the sound of his own voice. He's telling some story.
This dude breaks the window with his axe and is about to kill Sam Neill. He says, "Do you read Sutter Cane?" Raises the axe and then gets shot by some cops.
Yeah.
This sort of begins the idea that people who are reading Sutter Cane's new book are starting to go crazy.
So Sam Neill is very intrigued by this whole thing, a little shaken up. He goes home and starts to read the Sutter Cane novels so he can get a feeling for this guy and his work and possibly find a clue to where he might be.
All the artwork has these like red kind of curving lines that go across them on top of whatever the artwork image is, almost like a trail of blood or something. And Sam Neill eventually is looking at all these book jackets on his coffee table and has this sort of light bulb moment, takes out a pair of scissors, rips off the covers of each one and cuts shapes out of the artwork jackets by following these red lines. And they become these little puzzle pieces in front of him that he starts putting together, and they reveal the shape of the state New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And then there's like a intersecting point or something on those lines inside of this little map that he decides is where Sutter Cane is, and that he's left a clue, basically.
Which is a town called Hobbs End, excuse me. It's also the town that is like a main setting in a lot of Sutter Cane novels.
Which is fictional.
Yes. So Sam Neill goes back to the book publishing company and says, I'm pretty sure this is where he is. The town's not on any maps. It's not a real town, but if I feel like I will find him if I drive out to this area.
They send with him the top book editor of the company who edits all of Sutter Cane's work. Also, the book publishing company is owned by Charlton Heston. He plays the head of the company.
And the book editor is played by Julie Carmen. Her name is Linda.
So Linda and Sam Neill embark on a road trip through New Hampshire to find this town. And this is when shit gets weird.
This movie is heavily inspired by Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Lovecraft's Town of Arkham is very similar to Hobbs End. And so on their way out to Hobbs End, they start seeing some crazy stuff. There's like a kid on a bicycle who turns to an old man.
The car essentially is like floating through like a thunderstorm, like high off the ground. They're like looking down into like lightning coming out of clouds, and then eventually like into a black abyss. And then the car basically comes to in daylight. Linda's been driving, Sam Neill's been asleep, and he's like, oh shit, I slept through the whole night.
But isn't it like a over the bridge kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like a Sleepy Hollow style covered bridge, and they're in Hobbs End.
And as they start to drive into town, there's no one around. Like all the storefronts look empty. The streets are empty. It's a very quiet New England town that feels desolate and a little spooky. So they get to the local B&B where Frances Bay is playing Miss Pickman, the hotel owner.
Frances Bay, of course, is Happy Gilmore's grandma.
Or Kyle MacLachlan's aunt in Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
But while they're in the lobby, Sam Neill is asking her if she's ever heard of Sutter Cane, which she hasn't. And there is a painting behind them that keeps morphing and moving to stare at both Sam Neill and Linda. You can already tell like very strange things are happening in this town. They check into their room, and then Sam Neill says he wants to go explore more.
Linda is like aware of where things are going to be in this town because of what is in Sutter Cane's writing. So she's like, there's a church out that window. And Sam Neill's like, no way. There's no way this is going to match the book. They open the window and there's this giant like black and gray. It's got to be like a Mormon church or something. It's like,
I think it's a Russian Orthodox.
Okay. With like beautiful gold ornate topped steeples.
With nothing else in the background.
Yeah, it's on its own.
It is such a cool shot, dude.
It's such a cool location, like something that they would not do today. They would CGI the shit out of that, you know? They just make it up. Like, this is such a great find. It almost looks like too stylized to be real.
I found this movie to be visually, like, stunning. I really, really loved the visuals of this movie.
Yeah.
It had been a long time since I'd seen it, and I kind of just forgot how wild and out there it is. But that image in particular of the church just with absolutely nothing in the background, I was pretty blown away by it.
Linda also mentions, like, because of the book, she's like, she knows who Miss Pickman is from the books. And she's like, in the books, she chops her husband up with an axe. Like, this woman's nuts. And Sam Neill's like, that sweet little old lady? No way, no way.
And then what happens? The camera pans downstairs, and Miss Pickman has presumably her husband, like a naked old man, handcuffed
under the desk
at his wrist to her ankle, and she just keeps kicking him and like prodding him.
Tell him to shut up. They go to the church, and Linda at this point has seen like visions of the kids in town, like all running in a big pack,
like violently towards them.
Yeah, but then they like disappeared.
Which is funny because John Carpenter's next movie is the Village of the Damned remake.
Oh, funny, yeah. It definitely had like a Children of the Corn vibe. What's up with Village of the Damned?
Well, I mean, we can talk about Carpenter's career, but I think this is really the last must-see Carpenter. I think Village of the Damned is fine, but it's not great. So Linda has had these visions. They continue on towards the church. They're exploring the grounds and looking around. The church seems to be locked up. So they start to kind of gather their things to leave when, like 5 cars pull up to the front of the church. And it's the first townspeople we've seen other than Miss Pickman. So these people get out and they start screaming at the church. And one of them, the main guy, goes, "Cane, give me back my child. We know you have him." And all of a sudden, the church doors like fly open and they kind of flutter. And we see this young, maybe 8-year-old boy. And the doors flap and his eyes are kind of glowing. And then all of a sudden, it's Sutter Cane in the doors. And the camera pushes in as the doors like fly fully open. And we see Sutter Cane standing there. What do you know this actor from who plays Sutter Cane?
I know that he's the guy from Das Boot.
Okay, so I know him from, he is the guy who is in jail that Gary Oldman is trying to get out of jail by taking Air Force One hostage in Air Force One.
Really?
Yeah. His name, we're going to butcher, but is Jurgen Prochnow. I love this shot where the doors are flying open and they're fluttering and it's the little kid and then all of a sudden it's Sutter Cane and that camera just pushes right up to his face.
So they have found Sutter Cane now. They know he's in this church, which in the books is like said to be built on top of evil shit, right?
Yeah. The whole thing with Lovecraft is that it's all these like ancient evils, like older than time and humanity and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we've found Cain, and the townspeople are getting angrier and angrier, demanding this kid back. And then Cain disappears, and like a pack of Dobermans, probably like 12 dogs, dude,
Yeah.
turn this corner and start running down the church stairs to attack the townspeople. So everyone flees, including Sam Neill and Linda, where they head back to their hotel.
And like the pack of kids is back, but they have like fucked up faces.
Yeah. But I can't tell if they're ghosts or not at that point. And then back at the hotel, Sam Neill confronts Linda and is like, I need answers. I know you're not telling me something. And she admits that part of this was a hoax, but now everything is starting to unfold like it is in his books. And she's like terrified.
And now shit goes completely crazy. We see Grandma Gilmore killing her husband.
Yeah, she turns into a very like thing-like creature in the basement. Great practical effects.
That's very Lovecraftian too. Like the creatures that we'll start getting into here, like tentacly, like
blobs, like truly just like grotesque teeth, spikes, tentacles, very crazy looking. Yeah, the townspeople start transforming. Sutter Cane starts exposing people to this new manuscript, and that's when you realize that is what is turning people truly insane, because he is no longer a human being who is writing. He is like a vessel for these ancient evils.
And all the while, Sam Neill's like, bravo, great special effects. Like, this is a really elaborate insurance scam, everybody.
Yeah.
He watches a guy blow his head off.
Yeah. So he finally confronts Linda and Cain at the church.
Linda, who's now insane.
Because her face has been held in front of the manuscript and a light comes over it like it's a Xerox machine. It's awesome. And what happens after that?
A bunch of monsters come out of the basement of the church and chase Sam Neill down a hallway.
Which is also kind of the bridge that Kim talked about earlier. And he's running for his life and to get out of this town, which I guess is kind of one and the same at this point.
And he's holding the manuscript.
Yeah, because Cain has said you have to deliver this manuscript.
Yeah. And he's being chased by like 50 of the most disgusting creatures you've ever seen in your life, which on the Blu-ray, they showed the behind the scenes of this, and they literally built. There's like a few creatures that are like full blown like bodysuits that are chasing Sam Neill. Mm-hmm. And then there's, for like the background of like just this like horde, they built just one big solid wall of monsters.
Whoa.
And there's just dudes like pushing them on wheels. That's huge
so
wall of monsters.
Cool.
It's great.
Dang. Dude, we used to make things.
We did.
That's awesome.
And so he like suddenly comes out of Hobbs End and wakes up, in bright daylight on the side of a road, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a kid comes by selling newspapers. You know who this kid is, Sam?
Oh, I looked it up and now I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I just remembered. Hayden Christensen, right?
Yeah, it's like a 10-year-old Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Little Anakin Skywalker right there.
Wow.
And Sam Neill's like, have you ever heard of Hobbs End? And the kid's like, nah, man. Sam Neill
has a briefcase that has the manuscript in it, and he drops it in the middle of the road and walks off towards the highway.
Then he's at a motel. The manuscript is delivered to him mysteriously, and he's like, who the hell sent this? He's freaking out. Nobody knows I'm here. There's a great scene where he's on a bus.
Oh, dude.
Heading back to New York.
And at this point, the whole movie is like, we don't know if Sam Neill is a person in this world or he was a character written by Sutter Cane. And he keeps having these flashbacks and dreams of him talking to Cain. And in this scene on the bus that Kurt's talking about,
he's on this like Greyhound bus talking to a sweet little old lady. He falls asleep, is visited by Sutter Cane, and in this incredible cut, Sutter Cane's like next to him on the bus in the dream. And he goes, did I ever tell you my favorite color is blue? And then it cuts to Sam Neill waking up on the bus, but everything is like highly blue filtered.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like looking around the bus and everybody's like acting normal. And then he just starts screaming like a madman, Sam Neill. And then he like wakes up again, screaming even worse, like back in reality. And the little old lady's like, you're just having a bad dream. It's okay. Somebody's giving him a fucking back rub, like trying to calm him down. And like Sam Neill is so crazy in this movie. Like he screams so many times like this, and it's just like super unhinged. It's very like Event Horizon-y, like it's like a very similar performance from him, and he's being put through a very similar level of like terrifying batshit horror.
It's such a Carpenter movie at its core and the way that it feels for most of it, but there are some very Lynchian moments in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to kind of get the like David Lynch through John Carpenter lens.
Yeah, I mean, it's got David Lynch, it's got Stephen King, it's got H.P. Lovecraft, it's got John Carpenter. There's a lot of fun flavors.
So when he gets the manuscript in the motel, he burns it.
Yeah, he's destroyed it.
He knows that it is literally driving people insane.
Yep. And he goes back to Charlton Heston, who insists that there never was a Linda. He's like, I don't know, man.
I sent you out alone.
Yep. And you brought me the manuscript a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like you delivered it 7 months, or the book's been out for 7 weeks. And he hands him a copy of the In the Mouth of Madness book, which Sam Neill is on the cover of.
Yep.
And Sam Neill's like, have you read this? And Charlton Heston's like, no, I never read his stuff. I never have the stomach for it. But Charlton Heston reveals that the movie of In the Mouth of Madness, based on the Sutter Cane book, will be out next week or something. So now we're back in the insane asylum. And Sam Neill's like convinced like it's getting worse out there, isn't it? Like this epidemic is taking over. And the guy from Titanic leaves, but he's like, I'll be back. I think I can help you. And then that night, Sam Neill basically like through his little window in his cell door sees the entire insane asylum being like ripped apart by these beasts. There's like blood on the window, people screaming, something's like trying to get in, and it breaks the door open, but like doesn't kill Sam Neill. And so the next morning he walks out of his cell. The insane asylum is ripped to shit. Mm-hmm. There's like cars flipped over outside. Havoc has been wreaked.
And he wanders into town.
Finds a movie theater.
Yeah, Main Street is like fucking utterly destroyed. He wanders into a little like one-screen movie theater that happens to be playing In the Mouth of Madness. What's
really fun is he walks by a poster. Did you notice this? And on the poster for In the Mouth of Madness, the movie, which is the same artwork as the book jacket we've seen. So Sam Neill, is on the cover of the poster as well. But if you look at the credits on the poster, it's the same cast and crew, basically. Not cast, it's the same crew as John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah. So John Carpenter is the director of the movie in the movie. But instead of Sam Neill, it says his character's name, John Trent.
And he like wanders into the lobby, makes himself a little popcorn, and he goes and sits down, and the movie starts, and he just starts cracking up.
And what we're seeing is like footage we've already seen of the movie we're watching. So it's like Sam Neill showing up at Hobbs End, Sam Neill doing everything. But it's like cutting in a way where it's like showing you all these different like takes back to back of like Sam Neill saying the same lines. Where he's like, this is reality. This is reality. And it's just cracking Sam Neill up. The John Trent watching the movie in the audience. So Sam Neill's just laughing his ass off as it's like crazy editing between like the movie he's watching and him in the crowd. And the music is like building up, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is where you both are headed with your Blu-ray collections.
Probably.
I'll also be watching Tenet. It'll be me in Tenet. I'll be laughing my ass off.
Make a little popcorn, and then
the cat's just eating me. So this is the third part of the Apocalypse trilogy, his Apocalypse trilogy, which also has The Thing and Prince of Darkness in it.
I've never seen Prince of Darkness, which I've talked about on here. I did just get it from Shout.
You did?
So I have a copy of it, yeah.
Hell yeah. Slip?
No. No slip on that. No slip on Dead Zone.
Ooh, bummer.
Yeah.
This one feels very much like an Apocalypse movie. Like, I forgot how utterly bleak the ending is.
Yeah.
It's just like the old gods win, and they've destroyed humanity.
Yep. The creatures that they say like used to live here are back.
Yeah. So you had seen this before then?
I had a Blu-ray of it, the Scream Factory version.
You know, I was doing some reading on it this morning. Apparently, this is the first time this Arrow 4K, it's been in the right aspect ratio.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like the original Blu-ray was 235. This is 239. So it's not that different, but definitely that rocks.
Yeah.
I liked this so much this time. I liked it the first time, but I think I was just like, what the fuck is going on? This time I definitely like locked in and was ready for the madness.
I felt so similarly.
It is such a great looking 4K. Like,
Oh my
perfect.
God.
So good, so beautiful. They scanned it from the original 35 negative, it sounds like. So yeah, it looks amazing, sounds amazing. A perfect release. A beautiful artwork, like big box from Arrow, reversible art on the inside.
As well as a fold-out poster and a couple essays in a bound book in the big box. You said it at the top of the show, man. This is still available. I highly recommend people pick this up. This is probably one of my top releases of the year at this point.
Honestly, same.
I love an Arrow big box. This movie, I mean, to what you're saying, like, I had a fond memory of this movie, but I loved this movie on this rewatch. And with it looking as good as it does, I was like, hell yeah. It's so interesting how much of this movie just takes place in like broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And those brights are so bright. It's so cool because then by contrast, when it gets dark, it feels so dark in that town.
I'd say it's scary. Like, there are definitely some parts that kind of get under your skin.
Mm-hmm.
It is also really fun. It's kind of campy, you know, a lot of the horror stuff in it. So it's a nice balance of both.
Yeah, I fully agree. I know that now I know Lovecraft a little bit more than I did when I first saw this movie. So I definitely had more of an appreciation for the stuff that is talked about in this movie.
Carpenter's pretty well represented on 4K, huh? They're like pretty much all out there.
Yeah, I would like a standalone Starman, and I might have a Wish.
Okay.
But yeah, I fully agree. I think I'm at the point where I have a majority of the titles of his that I want. Like, I don't really like a lot of stuff at all after this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vampires is fun, but not good. And I think anything after Vampires is like pretty hard to watch. Other than his Masters of Horror segments, which are like 2 little 1-hour shorts, which I think are pretty good.
Wait, was this movie a success at all?
No, definitely not. They say it was like an $8 to $14 million budget, I think, and it made like 9.
Ooh.
Yikes.
He's never been that successful at the box office. I mean, you know, stuff Halloween and then stuff has like made money here and there, but you know, The Thing was a massive failure.
Right.
But I think he always just scooted by close enough that he could find funding. Whether he made any money or not, this dude is like still one of the all-time greats, one of my favorite guys to ever do it.
On the Blu-ray, there's like a vintage making of, which is not long. It's probably 5 minutes, and it's just like a little kind of recap of what the story is and has some talking ahead interviews, and Carpenter's just smoking a cigarette, sitting on set, talking to the camera with his long ass hair. Just the man.
A true legend. We got the opportunity to go see him in LA at the end of October, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, because he's a musician. You know, he's so famous for his scores, and he tours around and plays with his band, original stuff that's not in the films, and then a lot of the film scores.
I was going to say, one of my favorite things about this movie is that, like, it goes to black, you hear a music cue, you see the New Line logo come up, and you're just like off to the races at that point.
Yeah. According to Wikipedia, he wanted Enter Sandman to be the opening track, but he couldn't get the rights.
Oh, wow. Metallica's a bunch of douchebags.
Okay, Sam, before we go, it's time to put wishes out into the physical media universe for titles on formats that do not yet exist. I wish for a 4K Criterion of Martin Scorsese's The King of Comedy.
I wish for an Arrow big box of John Carpenter's The Thing on 4K.
Once again, I think I probably already wished for this, but The King of Comedy is a De Niro starring Martin Scorsese film from the 80s, where he plays a man named Rupert Pupkin, who is desperate to be a stand-up comic and is looking basically for like a slot on a late night talk show in New York City, the host of which is played by Jerry Lewis. And Rupert Pupkin is not well, and he's eventually led to desperate, violent acts to try to become a famous comic. And it is, I feel like, an underseen Scorsese movie.
I've not seen it.
I haven't either. I'm dying to.
It's fantastic. Any day now, somebody will do it. It's kind of a cult classic.
I honestly can't believe that Criterion has not done it yet.
Yeah, it seems like they're the most likely. I have a studio release Blu-ray of it, but
I wished for a little movie maybe you've heard of called The Thing from 1982, directed by our favorite guy alive, John Carpenter. I don't actually have this on 4K. I'm still rocking the Shout Factory Blu-ray. I've been holding out because Arrow released a Blu-ray of this in the UK, but I don't know if they have the rights or what. But I really want a boutique label to drop this on 4K because right now it's just a studio release. I've heard it looks incredible and that's awesome. But because I haven't upgraded it, I'm just like now waiting until it gets announced, if it ever gets announced. But I would love to see this in 4K.
I've got the studio released 4K. It's great, but I would absolutely double dip for the right version.
I mean, this is his masterpiece, right? Whether it's your favorite movie of his or not, this is his best movie.
Yep.
Is Big Trouble in Little China on 4K?
No, I've never seen that.
Whoa, really?
I've seen it so many times growing up.
Dude, you gotta see Big Trouble.
Okay, that is it for another episode of Physical Therapy, a movie podcast. A big thank you to Patrick Laban for our incredible music. A thank you to Kimberly for producing. And thank you, Sam.
Hey, man, that was a good time. I always love talking about John Carpenter.
We have 2 more episodes coming for you this year, and they are both going to be celebrating the Christmas holiday. Next week, we will be back talking Batman Returns.
I am so excited to see this 4K.
My second favorite Christmas movie. The week after, my first favorite Christmas movie, which will be a secret for now.